Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Avi, how are you?
I'm good. Just a little tired today, but I'm good.
Uh-oh, did we stay up late last night watching the boxing match?
No, I think my sleep schedule, like, I've been napping during the day. So, yeah.
I get it. I've been a little screwed up this week myself. I think one day I dozed off at like 6 p.m. and didn't wake up until like 4 a.m., which of course screws you up the whole next day. So I get it. I've been texting my guest Tanya. The last time we tried to get her on, um, she would get in the space and she could see us, but we could not see her. And she would send me DMs of screenshots of her actually being in the space, but we could not see her. It was the craziest. So hopefully it's going to work today. Otherwise, I'm going to start to wonder if there's some settings in the country that she's living in that is forbidding it or something. It's crazy.
What country?
She's in Ireland.
I mean, we've had Irish people on spaces.
Yeah, but when they were in Ireland, I was thinking of the one gal. Um, oh, she's showing me a screenshot. She's in here. She just sent me a screenshot. I cannot see you, Tanya. This is the craziest thing ever. And the last time we tried it in December, I even shut down the space, turned it back on, and we couldn't see her. She's the ghost of spaces. We cannot see you, Tanya. Now I'm starting to wonder if there's some kind of settings somewhere that we've got to figure out for you. What do you think, Avi?
The only settings I know of would prevent someone from hosting a space, like Frank, how he's got a private account. That
Right?
makes it so he can't host. But apart from that, there's nothing I'm aware of.
Okay, so Maureen, thank you for that suggestion. Tanya, Maureen is suggesting you do a VPN. So we'll sit here and chit chat if you want to get on your VPN and see if that'll allow you to join us as a person and not a ghost. I'm sorry. This is really, you're the only person that I'm aware of this has happened to, at least with my space. Anyway, let me check. She's been messaging me on Facebook, so let me check. That is crazy. That's absolutely insane. I don't know what else to tell her. So we'll give her a few minutes and hopefully she'll get switched over to VPN.
I'm
And
looking through. Sorry, I'm looking through settings on Twitter to see if there's anything I can think of to toggle.
perfect. Perfect. Um, that's crazy because, like you said, we've had people from all over. The one gal that used to join us, I guess she was in Ireland because she talked about being a very big court case in Ireland. So I guess she lived there at the time. And I think that's the only one I can remember that actually was in Ireland. Some have been from Ireland but didn't live there any more. But I do remember that one lady, and I can't think of her name. I know, shocker, I can't think of her name because I'm so great with names. Well, while we do that, we'll see if poor Tanya, who is probably fast and furiously trying to figure out how to get in this space, and there's nothing more frustrating than trying to get into a space um, and trying to figure out how to do that when it's not working properly. We've all been there for sure. Avi, you been out to play much poker?
I'm taking a break for right now. I'm 3 days without cigarettes though. Again,
Good. Hey, every day is an improvement. So, guess what? Back to the drawing board, and you just keep trying, Avi. One day you'll be successful.
I kind of want to turn my room upside down, just kind of like really adjust things because it's been the same like since the pandemic or so.
Oh my goodness. That sounds like a lot of work for no reason other than boredom.
Nah, I mean, there's kind of. I think I'm straining my neck by having my computer too high, my chair too low, and so if I moved it onto something else, and that my desk just kind of takes up space. Like there are reasons for it, and
Of course there are. Of course
it's
there are.
it's not huge, but it's mostly just two things I want to switch out.
I didn't mean to make light of it. Trust me, I really didn't. You know what you want to do, and guess what? Even if it is out of boredom, so what? Do it. Make you happy, do it. Just don't take the lighting away.
I found something that could be what's preventing her from being seen in here. I just posted it in the messages on this space.
Okay, so she said requested to chat, but you can't see it. No, I cannot see it, Tanya. Tanya, if you could just answer us in the chat. Do you have VPN? Maureen suggests that you get onto VPN. Oh, I see. Now she answers and says, I'm up in Belfast in north of Ireland and on my phone. I'll see if I can use someone else's internet. That is so crazy. It's so many tricks, right? So many tricks. Okay, Avi found us some information from Twitter.
Oh, and I'll show how to get there too. But if she has that button clicked, it would make sense that she'd be in here and we wouldn't see her. So yeah, if she makes sure that's in the green,
I don't think so. I because I think that's only when you won't show up in like the little bubble in the ticker tape along the top, or your profile picture will not highlight when you're in a space when you have that toggle clicked.
I'll try to click it myself, see what happens.
Let me see if you're, yeah, see right now your profile picture is not highlighted like you're in a space. I think that's all that does. Hey, Michael, thanks for the help, Marie. Appreciate it. How frustrating. You know, when we had this problem before, we never thought about that she needs to be on a VPN, but I guess she does because she's in Ireland and I guess they don't allow it or whatever. You know, every state, country, province, has their own rules and regs. So I certainly can't keep up with all that. But we're getting one step closer, that's for sure. And it's funny because this morning I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? If she can't get on today, we got to really look into it deeper because there's got to be something else we're not doing right. How frustrating. Good God. Sorry, Tanya. I know you're probably running around trying to figure this out.
Oh, she might have accidentally clicked to listen anonymously.
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah, but I don't see you're an anonymous. I have no anonymous listeners.
Okay, yeah,
And she's on her phone. So she would show up there.
yeah. I feel pretty stumped.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My last thought is if instead of being on her phone, how you can join spaces from your computer
Yeah, it sounds like she's like,
out and about.
um, yeah. Oh, Maureen just said, just read some more Q&As. It says disable all VPNs. Well, she's on her phone, so she doesn't have a VPN right now. You know what I'm going to do? If she can't get in this space today, her and I are going to just work with this until we figure it out, and then we'll schedule her. We'll come in and do some test spaces after she tries, like if she gets on the VPN, then we'll do a test space and see if she can get on a space. And then if she's on a VPN now, which I don't think she is, then we'll, get her off of it and try to get her in a space. It's interesting though that we haven't had this. I've been doing this 3 years. This is the first time we've had the ghost of spaces before, but it was just a glitch in spaces that got resolved. So very interesting. I got to sneeze, excuse me. Pardon me. Hey, Michael. Hey, Jeff. You're just joining us. Tanya is the ghost of spaces. She is in here, but we can't see her. So we're trying to figure out if she needs to get on a VPN or take off her VPN if she has one. So she is fast and furiously running around trying to figure that out as we wait for her. And of course, that is no problem. Um, oh, Maureen's suggesting she call me on a WhatsApp and put her on speaker. I can't because I'm on my phone. So, oh, there she is. She figured it out. Hello, Tanya. If you press that toggle, I'll be able to hear you. Yes.
Yes,
Congratulations. You made it into a space.
yeah. So I started messing around with the settings, and I think it was something to do with that. That I had to turn on the settings for the space. It was in a separate setting, so that's where I think we were going wrong.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm glad we figured it out. And if it didn't work today, you and I would be working on that off air just because I can't believe you are the first person in 3 years we have not been able to get into a space.
Yeah, no, I think it was my settings. I've never been in space the settings and that before, and I just had a look, and I think I had some of the settings clicked off, so I just figured it out there.
No, no worries. I'm glad you did, and I appreciate your efforts. Now, let me give you a proper introduction now that we got you in here. My guest today was born in Dublin, Ireland, and comes from a family of poker players. Her dad and all three brothers play. Tanya is an Irish poker tour team pro and is committed to promoting women in poker and getting more women involved in poker. Her Henton Mob total life earnings are over 39,000 with her best life cash over 10,000 for her fourth place finish in the Poker Stars Women's Summer Festival main event August 2025. Welcome, Tanya. I'm so glad you're joining us today.
Thank you, Sherry, and thanks for the lovely introduction.
You are more than welcome. I'm so excited to get to know you better. You and I have communicated over social media the last couple of years, and I finally got to meet you in Malta a few
That's
months
correct.
ago, which was
Yeah,
certainly a highlight of my trip. How many times have you played in Malta?
I have been there 3 times now.
Nice.
Um, yeah, Malta is amazing. I'm not sure if many of your listeners have been there, but I definitely advise heading there. I've done the April and I've done the October, the Malta Poker Festival,
Well,
and I put up.
I'm going to tell you, I definitely want to go back. I don't know if I'll be able to this year because I just have a lot on my plate for this year. And I just found out yesterday that selling my house may be one of those things on the list of things to do this year. So, yeah. Um, Including my son's getting married, and my daughter just found out she's going to be coaching a team here in Atlanta over the summer, which means she'll bring her baby, and her husband will come in and out of town. So I'll have to help with babysitting and, yada, yada, yada. So I don't think Malta's in the mix this year, unless I could just at the last minute slip it in. But, the Malta Poker Festival, as you said, is, done twice a year, and there is one coming up April 19th through the 27th. First of all, are you going?
Not this April, unfortunately. Unless something changes, because I plan to play. There's a couple of tournaments in Ireland that I'm planning to play at, and then I want to plan for Vegas in June. So, you know, like
Mm,
yourself, there's so much on that you kind of have to spread your funds wherever they go. So you have to make sure you can.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I might get to see you in Vegas in June, and As you know, I do a meetup game every time I'm there, either for the WSOP or WPT. So hopefully it'll fall within the dates that you're there and
Oh,
you can
brilliant.
join us for that meetup game. But tell us, what do you like about going to Malta? What do you think some of the highlights of going to Malta are?
Well, Malta itself has a lot to offer. You've got the weather, um, you've got so much sights to see, things to do, other than just if you could bring your partner. Like my dad came with us this year, and he brought obviously my mum came as well. He'd won a package, and then I'd won a package as well. So we went over. It was great because my mum was in the Hilton, so she was able to go to the pool, enjoy herself while we went off playing poker. And then on the days that we weren't there, we went off to Valletta and done, day tours. So it has lots to offer for both people. So,
Oh,
if you're not a poker player, you can bring your partner along and you can still, and there's lovely places to eat. And there's trips to do. You can do they put on a day tour as well on the bus, which is very good.
right. I'm going to tell you, I fell in love with Malta. Valletta, we had so much fun there. Delicious food, of course. There's all kind of shops if you're into that kind of thing, and the history, the churches, and yeah, it's just an awesome place to visit. And for those of you that don't know where Malta is located, if you think of the country of Italy, it's the shape of the boot, and at the toe of the boot, right off the shore of Italy, is Sicily. And if you keep going west off of the shores of Sicily, is a very tiny little country called Malta. And it is an island. And somebody, I think it was Kat, that texted me when I was leaving that week and said, make sure when you're flying in, you look out the window because you will see the entire island as you're landing. And she was right. And it's really a sight to behold. So I say these things because I want to encourage people not only to go to Malta, but other places in the world. And hopefully their poker will take them there. Um, and I hope that we get more opportunities to win packages here for the Malta Poker Festival. And it's been one of my goals to talk to Yvonne about putting something together to make that happen. So fingers crossed. How did you get started in poker, Tanya?
Well, it started from the family. So my dad cashed in the World Series of Poker. I think it was 2009. And he, made it. And the following year I went over and I got to know so many people, meet so many celebs, of course, celebs too. And that got me into it because I just thought that it was a great poker community and it was more my thing. And then I just started playing on the Irish scene and my dad was the local club at the time, shaking
Okay,
hands.
I'm going
So,
to interrupt you for a minute. Tanya, you're losing signal, so you're coming in and out. So wherever you were a few moments ago, the signal was strong and we could hear you.
are you
So
able
I
to
don't
hear
know
me
if you
now?
moved or yes, ma'am. So you went to your dad cashed at the main event, and you were able to get there and hang out with folks, and it kind of motivated you, eh?
Yeah, I got to meet so many nice, lovely people from all over the world. Had the same, passion as I did, and it was always just my thing to go play poker. We used to play. We started playing in a local club. JP McCann had a local club in Tala. I mean, my dad and my brothers, we used to go down and play. And actually, on my Hendon mob, you'll see I played there quite frequent. So I used to get like third, fourth, first, second. So I used to just love the club. It was a great poker community there. And then it just went on from there. And then I started playing bigger events. And then COVID came, obviously. So I'd stopped playing, obviously, during COVID. But then I went back and played one of the Irish Poker Tour stops. And it was in Limerick. And I hadn't played in about 3 years. And I came 11th in one of the tournaments. And I just got that taste for it again. And then I just went back on the poker scene. And then I just mentioned to the Irish Poker Tour, what would you do if we could host a women's event? Because there's very few of us here, and they liked the idea. And Fintan Gavin said, "Yeah, that's yours. Work away." And that was about 3 years ago. And ever since then, they brought me on as team pro and ambassador, and then I've just been hosting women's events all over from Glasgow, Bratislava, anywhere and everywhere I can, London, and obviously in Ireland too. Killarney's one of my biggest stops, and so is Galway.
And I was going to bring that up because took that women's tournament and started at the Killarney Festival, and as you said, many other locations. So kudos to you for those efforts. As anyone that's ever organized anything, it's a lot of effort and time, and so and that passion, you can tell you have passion, and that's what keeps you going. So kudos to you. Does your mom play poker?
Okay. Yes, she does. We have a house game actually every Christmas. We didn't get to do it this year because a few of us were away. But every Christmas we play, and of course, my mother always wins the poker game. She is a very good player.
I love it.
She plays more online on her laptop. She's not really fond of going out and playing live, but she is a very good
I
player.
love it. So, of a bit like, where are you in the wait, let me just stop. I mentioned you have three brothers that play. Is that it for children? Do you have any other brothers and sisters?
No, so I have two older brothers and one younger
Okay,
brother.
so you're
So I'm
sort of in the middle
middle.
bottom of that birthing, right? I think you knew where I was going. So, Ray is your dad. David, Graham,
Yeah,
and Ronan are your brothers. So,
no,
oh,
Stephen,
Steve.
David Graham and Stephen.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't know where I got that from. Sorry. So who's your favorite?
Of my brothers, do you know what? I love them all in so many different ways. There's the three of them are so different. You wouldn't believe.
I'm just poking at you with that question. Um,
Oh, I get this asked all the time. Am I your favorite? And I'm like, I love you all, but all in your own way.
well, could you imagine dating Tanya with her having three brothers? Good Lord, you better be a hell of a guy.
Oh, I tell you, yes, they're used to it.
I love that so much. So, who's the best player in the household besides mom?
Well, it's a hard one to say. Like my dad is very good in his way. He's very old school, and then my mom obviously is good. But my brother David has had some great results on his hand of mob. He came second in 2019 in the Irish Open.
Awesome.
Um, he He's been in the Scottish Open. He's been in so many of them, all over. He doesn't get to play as much because we have a family business and he took over. And then he had two young kids. He's two young kids now and married. Like so, he doesn't have the freedom like he used to go to these poker tournaments. But when he puts his mind into it, he is a very good player.
It's awesome. I'm so fascinated that so many of you play. How often do you guys end up at the same table?
Not too often because we don't all get to play the same events. So me and my dad might because we tend to go everywhere and travel to get everywhere together. As I said, the older brother doesn't get to go as much, and the other brother Graham, he goes to the big ones. Like he'll come to Galway with us, and he'll come to Killarney. So it's not too bad. And like that, if we know the people that are running it, we should always tend to say, "Oh, make sure we're not on the same table." But sure, if we do, we do. We have run into each other a couple of times, but
Yeah, if it's the
sure,
final table,
we just
no problem, right?
well, that's it. At the end of the day, it's poker, so I'm there to take their chips, and no friends here on the poker
I know
table.
that's right. I'll take my kids' chips in a heartbeat, and they know it. And likewise, I assure you. Do you have any pre-tournament ritual you do?
Um, I tend to like to sit down and relax before a game because try to clear your head a little bit. Because if you're running around, you're so busy and so much going on, you can't get into the game. So sometimes a little bit of meditation or get a massage. A few times I've gotten a massage before I went to play poker, and I've done really well. And I
Oh,
find it's because it relaxes me and I can think a bit clearer.
I think I would be sleeping at the table if I got a massage before the game. I don't think that would work for me because as soon as I get a massage, all I want to do is get in the hot tub and then go take a nap.
Yeah. Well,
Do you have any poker goals for this year, or even a
well,
5-year plan or
I wa-
whatever?
for my goals this year, I hope to just run more women's events and to grow more women into poker because that's my goal. I just want to see the ratio change in the poker room, get more women to come and join us in the poker room and build their confidence and just make them realize that they can be just as good poker player out there as anybody else because everyone still thinks that poker is a male dominated world. So we're trying to change that.
Right on. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, do you see yourself, you say more women's events. I know of course, your focus is in Ireland. Does that include outside the borders of Ireland? I know you mentioned London and Malta. Anything else outside the borders of Ireland?
Well, I'm hope to have one back in London and in Glasgow this year. So we're just waiting for obviously for definite if it's going to go ahead and stuff like that. The way they're in talks for dates and stuff like that. So once they're released, then I'll be able to put something out on the socials.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to just put this out to the ether for you. My listeners know that I've had a quilt made out of my poker t-shirts, and I will be doing a fundraiser, hopefully kicking off April 1st to raise money for Poker Gives, which is going to be feeding the homeless in Vegas. So if you'd like to bring any t-shirts, and they could be used, um, I'll be happy to, try to get one of them or two of them, whatever, on the next quilt I do for charity. So just a little FYI if you want to bring it with you to Vegas.
Yeah, I'll bring a couple of Irish ones with me.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to add one onto the next quilt, and fingers crossed that it does well, because I would love to do at least one quilt a year for charity. I just think it's a great
That's
way
amazing.
to repurpose those t-shirts we all have hanging around.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Is there anywhere in the world you'd like to play poker that you haven't?
There's actually, well, too many to mention, but Australia would be one. I'd love to go over and play in Australia, and maybe in one of the Asian countries.
I love it. Australia is definitely on my list. I was looking at
Yeah.
that the year COVID hit, unfortunately. But fortunately, I didn't go because I would have been stuck there probably, and they had some crazy rules and regs. So, but that's on my list. And I have to say, the Irish Poker Open is definitely, I would say, one or two on my list for sure. And speaking of which, the Open is March 26th through April the 6th. Can you tell? Because I do want to get people interested in going out of our borders. This United States is so big and there's so much poker here that, it isn't always cost effective to go somewhere else outside of our borders to play. But I still want people to have a general idea of what it would take to do so. So maybe they would just plan a family vacation and include a destination that has poker. So what does it look like say if I was going to come to the Irish Open, tell us what the Irish Open would be like for a newbie.
Well, the Irish Open is
Uh-oh, we lost her. Tanya, if you can hear me, it seems like you've gotten booted because it's listing you as a listener. She may have gotten booted out of the space. But if you can hear me, Tanya, just go exit out of the space, click on the button in the top right corner, exit out, and then come back into the space. Okay, here we go. And these are usual happenings, so um, we'll get her reconnected. Are you there, hon? Okay, so tell us what it would be like for someone like me to come to the Irish Open. What can
the
I
Irish.
expect?
Well, the Irish Open, as you know, it's ran every year by JP McCann and Paul, and it's a great event. So much fun is held there, and they've so many different events. They have a ladies' event, um, the mini open. So, and they've so much fun going on in the crackdown as well. So there's lots to do at the Irish Open. And of course, when you're in Dublin as well, you can go and see Dublin and City and stuff like that as well.
Okay, now tell us, you're part of the Irish Poker Tour. So where are their stops at?
So our biggest stop, our two main ones are Galway and Killarney. And we've also got the Monster in Dublin coming up. It's also another big stop. But the Killarney would be brilliant for any Americans or anyone overseas that love to come and see true Irish culture. It's Killarney town itself has so much to offer, and the event is just so much fun. It's on in October. There on the 13th of October to the 18th, so it gives them plenty of time. To, if you had to get your flights and come over and book your hotels.
So where am
It's
I flying into to go to the Clarny Festival?
So you could there's a few airports you can go to. I'm sure there's one in Kerry. You can go to Dublin, but there's a bit of a drive there. You can get the train down if you wanted. For anyone that flights mightn't go to the likes of Kerry. But Dublin would be the main, and then you get a train down. I'd have to. There is another airport. I think there's one in Cork as well. An airport in Cork you can fly to,
Okay,
and then you can travel then up to Killarney. So a lot when I go to the town, Killarney town in the summer, a lot of Americans are there because there's so much there. The Blarney Stone. There's
right.
just so much. There's so much culture, Irish culture there in Killarney. It's a great place to see. Even I love going.
I love that so much. And tell us what the price points are for that festival. Is it like a mid-major kind of price point or more high roller based or what?
No, no. So the buy-in, you can actually win your seats in online. They'll run satellites online, and they'll probably be with the likes of Paddy Power Poker. We run them, and then there'll be a few other sites, but we'll wait and see who else will be running them because usually there's a few. iPoker will run their, iPoker sites will run the satellites, but it's the last few. I think it's 700 buy-in again. We're waiting on confirmation, but that's what it has been the last few times. It's 700 buy-in.
And that's for the main event.
That's for the main event, but they'll have loads of side events for 200, 250. The women's event that will be 200.
Perfect. Thank you. I just like to give people an idea of the price points so
Yeah,
that when they're planning, they kind of know if it's within their budget restraints or not, so to speak. But that's really nice price points, especially for those of us that would have to travel there for sure.
yeah.
Are there any is there anything special going on at that festival? Like we have a festival that's in like the Gulf area of the United States, and they always do like karaoke for the players every day. And they have like some of the players play instruments. So they put a band together and they play, and they have free buffet for everybody. So is there any kind of special touches that are done at the Clarny Festival that you'd like us to know about?
Yeah, they'll have a players' party there at it, and they'll probably put on some games and stuff like that. Like they'll have a pool table. I'm not sure if it's an Xbox or a PlayStation there for them to play, and then they'll have a few drinking games and stuff like that. So we have a few
I
things
love it.
we're working on for Killarney, a bit of entertainment just to add a bit more extra to it.
I love that. So I mentioned you're an Irish Poker Tour team member. So what does that mean for you personally? What is that? What opportunity does that bring you?
So for me, it's a great opportunity for people to get to know Ireland and me as an Irish person or an Irish poker player, to let them know what kind of events we have over here in Ireland. So when I travel about, I tend to let them know about the events. Um, so with the Irish Poker Tour, they give me a chance to run women's events, and they obviously are behind me and they support me with it. And they obviously give me budget as well too, so I can get put on a nice spread for the ladies.
I
So they're
love it.
they're very supportive.
I love that so much. And I wish more of the tours and the even festivals, even the hosts of the festivals, I wish they would find more ways to give those opportunities, not only to women, but to everybody.
Yeah,
You guys are very lucky that you have online opportunities to uh, win your way in.
we definitely do. Like I'm very lucky that I know Paddy Power Poker, Brian there. If I want to run the women's satellites, he'll do them for me no problem, so that women can pay €10 into the game online and have a few
I
goes
love
at
that.
it to try win a ticket into one of my events.
I love that. I need to take a commercial break and thank my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. Thank you. Um, I know that Irish really love boxing. Did you know that there was a boxing match last night between Jungleman and a betting a sports betting guy named Elf? Did you know that? Did you
No,
hear about?
no, I didn't actually.
Okay. So when we get off the air, I recommend you go on my Twitter account and you can see some clips from the fight. It's a
Well,
big buzz. It's a big buzz right now because there's a little bit of controversy surrounding the fight, and
okay,
but there's some live footage there for sure. Um,
very good.
I'm gonna. How many times? What are the most amount of times you've rebought into a tournament?
3 bullets is usually my max. I don't like to go more than three.
Okay, now I'm gonna, the reason I'm bringing this up, for about the last year, I've been asking my guests this question because one of the players from the States here, Cody Stanford, entered a tournament last February 36 times. It was a $400 buy-in, and he entered it
Yeah.
36 times, and so kind of sparked a discussion. I actually had him on for an interview. We had a great discussion about it. And since then, I've been asking my guests the following question besides how many times have you rebought into a tournament? And the question is, Tanya, the poker world is putting a new rule into place, and we want your input. We're going to limit the number of rebuys into all the tournaments in the world. How many rebuys do you think players should be allowed?
After their first buy-in, two rebuys. So in Ireland, we have this law already in place. So especially with the Irish Poker Tour, you can enter into a tournament and you can buy obviously your first buy-in, but you only have two re-entries after that. And that is just to protect the players themselves. So we already have that implemented here over in
And I'm
Ireland.
going to tell you, I absolutely love that. Of course, when you think about that topic, there's a lot of layers to it. And so it's not a simple answer, but I just know that 36 rebuys is not the answer.
No, no, because we do here in Ireland, they're very all about safer gambling. So when a player, obviously, if they think they're overexposed, it same goes for in the gambling industry or in bookies. It's the same there. I actually worked in Paddy Power Bookmakers for 25 years. And one of our key things as me as a manager in there was to always watch out for my punters and not let them lose everything that they have. So I would say to them, look, it's time to take a break or send them out because at the end of the day, you're only looking out for their well-being.
I love that.
But these are laws that these, and then we'd have to log it. But these are laws that are implemented in Ireland for safer gambling. It's in the UK as well.
Yes, I have heard about it in the UK for sure, and I love that it's been such an aggressive movement, because it is important. Because as we know, when somebody has a problem, it could ruin them. A gambling problem can absolutely ruin them and their family, and so to be proactive is such a blessing. I think for that gambling world that you support and you are part of. So kudos. I think that's very important. Do you play much cash?
Not really, no. I used to probably years ago, and the maximum I'd sit in with would be about €200. I'm always very conscious of what I spend. I don't like to overspend. So I played cash twice in the last probably 3 years.
Got it.
Three, yeah, I'm not a really because I find when you play cash, it takes away from your play from the tournament because it's two different
I
plays
totally
altogether.
agree. Totally agree. Do you play mixed games?
No, I love Omaha and I love Hold'em, obviously, but I've never played a mixed tournament, and I'd love to try it because I have played, I played with friends,
Right.
like a local little game or something if we're playing amongst each other, but I've never played a tournament. No,
Okay. My goal for the last 2 years is to learn how to play Raz, and I'm going to tell you I've put
oh, okay.
zero effort into it. But if time allows this year, I'm going to try to really work on that goal for myself.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, I'd love, like yourself, I'd love to try. different card games. My only worry though is if I like it too much, would I get bored with hold'em then?
And I get that. And that's why I think these Omaha loose cannons, what I call the loose cannons of Omaha, that's what's happened to them,
Yeah.
right? They they go over to Omaha
On
and it's so splashy and fun that they are very bored with No Limit.
Yes, definitely. A new one there now that a lot of people are getting used to is progressive poker or progressive bounties.
Oh, yes. Yes. And I think, isn't that what I want to say the Borgata up east tried to do a progressive bounty tournament live and they ended up having an overlay um, about
Oh,
a
okay.
week or two ago. But I want to say the WPT or the WSOP, somebody, maybe it was I don't remember who, but somebody last year in Vegas did a progressive bounty and it was very successful. So I just think it's one of those things that you have to give it time and try it out at many locations
Yeah.
and get players on board with it.
Yeah, definitely.
To try to get
Definitely.
a reading on it, whether or not it's really going to be a crowd favorite or not. I don't think you can base that on just one or two tries at it, I guess is my point.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. And then of course it depends on who you're marketing to. Do they know that, obviously if you knock out a player, you get half the money in your pocket and stuff like that. So,
Totally.
you have to make it appealing for the player.
Totally agree. What do you see yourself playing at the World Series this summer?
Well, I want to come over for Ladies Week, so I just need to find out the exact dates for the Ladies Week, and come over probably for 2 weeks, and then I'll just see when I get over there what the what's on and what I can play.
I love that, and that's usually when my meetup game is. So just to let you know, that's typically when my meetup game is around that time. And of course, they're looking at that last week of June. It's not set in stone yet, so hopefully in about another 2 weeks we'll know the dates.
Yeah, that'd be great because then I can start booking the flights and hotels and get over.
Where do you like to stay in Vegas? Do you have a favorite place?
I've been there 5 times. I've stayed in the Wynn, and then I've stayed in Luxor. I've stayed in the Excalibur. So I've kind of stayed all over. I want to stay. I like to stay in different places every time I go over, so I can get the different
Right.
experiences. Because every hotel over there offers different experiences.
Absolutely. And I'm the same mindset. When I go there and it's not the WSOP or the WPT, like I might be going there in 2 or 3 weeks, I will probably try to stay somewhere that I haven't stayed before.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Someone told me to stay in the flamingo, so I'd like to try that now because they said the birds are all walking around and stuff. So that sounds like
And
fun.
I'm going to tell you, the flamenco is probably one of my favorites. Harrah's is my favorite. And it's really because of location, where they're at on the
Okay.
strip. You can get to a lot of restaurants and other casinos very easily from that location on the strip. So, and I will tell you that if you don't stay at the flamingo, you can still go visit the birds.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah, you
fun.
could walk through and go see the birds. They're out by the poolside and they really are kind of fascinating to watch, that's for sure. Have you ever seen a
Yeah.
flamingo in person?
And I'm sure I have at zoos and stuff like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. Uh, do you see yourself playing the main event this year?
If I can win a ticket in, yes.
Got it. S-
Yes. If I can satellite in.
Do you guys have many things over where you live that offer that opportunity, or will it be when you get into town you'll play online?
It'll be online, so it'll be on either I'll play on Grosvenor or GG or any of them that are covering
Oh, I forget you guys get
the
to use TG. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's I have to stop and think sometimes because I have so many people that come into this space and we enjoy each other's company and there's so many things that we each do differently, right? From country to country, state to state, province to province. And so sometimes I just have to remind myself, "Oh yeah, they get to do that. We don't."
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're very lucky in Ireland. We can play in a lot of sites.
Now, will the rest of your family members be coming to Vegas too? Your dad and brothers, mom?
I'd say I'd love to get my dad to go over. I'd love him to go back because he hasn't been in a few years as well.
Right, right. All right, Tanya, is there anything you'd like to promote? I always ask my guests, is there anything, do you have a website or any upcoming events that you'd like to tell us about right now?
Well, just to look out for the Irish Poker Tour. We travel all over Ireland, the UK, and yeah, I've just checked our website to see what's up and coming. If you can get over for the Clarny Festival, it's one of our best. Big numbers, big guarantees, and so much crack as well. The Irish just love to have fun and so much drink. So you can join in on that as well.
Well, when you said it's in
And
October, I was like, oh, my birthday. My birthday is October
yeah,
17th. I think that may be the perfect time for me to get over to that festival.
that's it. Yeah, and I highly recommend Killarney is one of my favourite stops. And then Galway, that's always on in January. That's also a very good stop as well because it's right in the town. And again, you get to see, the countryside of Ireland.
Now tell me, what's your next poker tournament? What are you doing next week or the following week?
Well, at the moment, funny enough, I'm up the north in Northern Ireland, and I'm about to jump into a tournament here. It's a local club, and it's a monthly. So I'm about to jump in now in a few minutes and play. So that's one I'm at the
I
moment,
love
and
it.
then after that, I think it'll just be the Irish Poker Tour stops that we have that are coming up.
Do you guys have much pub poker there?
Yep. Yeah, we do. Yeah, there's plenty of poker on here in Ireland everywhere. Like you have, it's so much choice. There really
You're
is.
very lucky. Well, I'm going to let you off the hook because I know you want to play some poker. I appreciate your effort
Yeah,
to get in the
I
space,
know.
and
Thank
we
you.
finally figured it out, or I should say, you finally figured it out. And I appreciate that.
That's it.
Appreciate you.
The two people, you probably heard two people just came out there, and I'm trying to tell them to be
No,
quiet.
no,
Like your seats in number two, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be in now. I'll be in now.
it is no problem. We're kind of used to that here in Spaces because we're live and anything goes. And you'd be amazed of what's taken place in Spaces before and what we've heard. Even some things we don't want to hear, could never imagine we would hear. People in the
That's
shower,
it.
people in the restroom. Yeah, it's always
Thank you.
entertaining. So no worries. I appreciate you and your time, Tanya. Good luck today and in the
Thank you.
future. And I hope I get to see you this summer.
Yes, hopefully, I'll definitely let you know. I'll reach out to you, and we can definitely meet up in Vegas.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining me and those listeners. Appreciate you stopping in. If you're listening at a future time, I appreciate you as well. Have a great weekend. And if you're in the path of the big storm that's coming here in the United States, buckle down and batten down the hatches and make sure you have lots of food and water for the next few weeks, or not few weeks, few days stocked up so you can survive the cold weather. So, good night, everybody, and thank you again.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.